Come in, sir.
Aye, please. Take your seat, Fatma.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Your good name is?
Sir, Fatima Css Khan.
Please tell us something about yourself.
Sir, my name is Fatima Css Khan. I am from district Rahim Khan, Punjab, and I have graduated in 2016 in Bachelor's of Applied Biosciences from National University of Sciences and Technology. After that, I started my master's degree in MS Biomedical Sciences in 2017. My father is retired from Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission as a chief engineer, and I have worked as an intern at the National Oncology, Nuclear Medicine and Radiotherapy Institute. Apart from that, I have been working as a freelancer since 2017, and I have been able to give employment opportunities to a few undergrad students since 2017 by my work as a freelancer. Apart from that, I have done a few additional courses, like I have learned German language on a basic level, A1 level. Apart from that, I have done a course in International Peace and Security from NUST as an additional course. And as far as my civil services examination is concerned, initially it was more of a career choice. I wanted to explore better career choices, but later it became a passion to give back to the community. This is my second attempt, and currently I am aspiring for Police Service of Pakistan. Thank you.
Good. And you have done this degree in biosciences.
Yes, sir.
What is this biosciences? Can you explain it to me, please?
Yes, sir. Biosciences is a broader degree. It is related to biotechnology. Biotechnology is the use of genetic engineering and biological sciences for the benefit of man, for the human beings. But biosciences is a more holistic degree. It covers overall all types of biotechnology. For example, healthcare biotechnology, plant biotechnology, and industrial biotechnology. And we focus on all of these areas to benefit not only mankind, but also plants and other living beings that are present on the planet.
Fatima, you have said in your job experience that you are working as a freelancer since 2017.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is this freelancer, how it relates to your job, what type of activities you are doing?
Sir, my job was initially it was on online platforms. Like, for example, there are a number of freelancing websites like Fiverr. I was working independently with a company, 2 or 3 company, like as an independent worker. I was working with a company as a blogger. They wanted me to create content for them. I used to create content, and after that, with the passage of time, I changed the direction a little bit. I worked in a number of different types of content creation. For example, currently, very recently, I have started working for Amazon content creation. For example, there are international clients who want to sell their products on Amazon. So they want me or any content creator to write the description of their products that they are selling. So I work with them. I provide them my services as a content creator. I organize their material for them, and then they post it on as a product description on their website, and they pay me according to the number of hours I spent and the amount of content that I create for them.
Very good. So can you make your comments about the current political situation in Pakistan?
Sir, the current political situation is a bit polarized. If we look at the current government when it came into power, obviously people had a very high expectation. But with the passage of time, we see that there's a faction who is a bit disappointed. But I think there is a broader knowledge of the situation is required on every level. For example, if the economy or if, let's say, inflation is increasing, so there is a history behind that. It doesn't happen in a day. It happened over the years. The economic problems are not new. These problems are not something that happened within a day or within within 2 or 3 years. But on the other side, when we see the opposition movement, that is not very focused. They are not providing the solution for the problem. Rather, they are just demanding the resignation of the government. I think this should be changed. If the opposition wants the government to go home, I think they should give I believe that they should give a plan first. They should give the government some time, and after that, if the government still fails, then maybe they can say that the government should resign. But still, every government has a right to be there for 5 years, as per the democratic values.
Fatima, and there is a term currently being used, is that Pakistan is governed through hybrid system. What do you understand with this hybrid system? What is this terminology? How it has come in the Pakistan political situation?
Sir, I believe that Pakistan is a nascent democracy. We have not been able to go through the process of evolution as it was required. We might have performed better if the democracy had been there for the last 70 years consistently. And the nations that are nascent democracies and that are economically weaker, obviously there is a role of other state institutions as well in order to run the system. So we cannot say that this democracy is hybrid, but yes, we know that there is certainly a role of other institutions apart from government that are working alongside the government.
One of your optional subject was US history. How many amendments have been made in the Constitution of USC? 27 amendments. These are updates. There is a term, there is no world government. Then who is regulating this world system?
Sir, yes, there is no world government. We can certainly say that. And every country was going through a phase of globalization. The world was connecting very well. But in the recent past, we have seen that the wave of nationalism has arrived, and a lot of countries are now going towards nationalism. But still, the bigger economies, they still have, the bigger economies and the more developed democracies, they do have a role in the international system, and they do impact the world system. So we cannot say that there is a world government, but certainly we can say that the nations that are more developed, they have an influence on the international system.
Fatima, you are a professional, and for the last 3 years, you are working as a freelancer professional. So say if you don't join the government service, where you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Sir, if I am unable to get allocated, I would certainly try my one attempt that is left for CSS. But if unfortunately I'm still not able to secure a position, I would certainly like to continue my academic pursuits. I would like to go for a PhD. Currently, my master's is in progress. I would be completing that in a few months, and most certainly I would continue with my PhD studies if I'm unable to secure a.
Thank you. Please.
One of your strengths you have mentioned is agreeableness.
Yes, sir.
So how will you explain this?
I think that I believe that I am a good negotiator, and I try, at least from my side, I try to be more agreeable with the people and try to listen to them more, try to listen to their opinions, and then find a midway between things.
Why don't you write you are a good negotiator rather than agreeableness? I think that will be more appropriate, the proper word, negotiator.
Sir, I think agreeableness is I thought that it's a more appropriate word.
Okay, it's up to you. What is the role of Arctic region in maintaining the ecological balance of the planet?
Arctic region.
And why this region is so much in focus nowadays? What's happening there?
Sir, as per my knowledge, the Arctic region is mostly it's frozen, and it has been melting because of the global warming, and that is disturbing the ecosystem of the sea, as well as the sea level is rising. So, as per my knowledge on the subject is a bit limited right now. I would read about it further, but I think that it is disturbing the ecosystem by the rapid melting due to global warming.
They are traditionally they are the carbon sinks of the world, the carbon emissions. So carbon, so that you see, it is the carbon which is supposed to sink there. The degree of that is lesser than the carbon emissions that you see currently it is emitting. So there is a disbalance. Lesser carbon is being sunk there, but because of, you said, melting, carbon emissions, the rate of carbon emission, the volume, that has increased. That has overtaken the rate of, so that's why you see it's said that things are not, they're very serious there. Police is your number one choice.
Yes, sir.
So being a lady, you know, there is a lot of gender bias in our country. You will agree with that. So how will you manage that?
Sir, I believe that recently we have seen that the trend is changing. A lot of women are now opting for police service of Pakistan, and we certainly need more women in law enforcement now, because our population is half women, and more women in law enforcement would certainly facilitate women who are facing issues at the very grassroots level. And I certainly agree with you. Yes, the police force is a male-dominated profession, but with time, it would certainly change as more and more women would opt for the service.
Why there is no uniform police law in the country? So every province has its own laws. Why it is so?
Sir, policing was devolved under the 18th Amendment. This is now a provincial subject. So each province has the authority to have their own police law. Earlier, it was converted into Police Order 2002, and later, with the passage of time, as after the 18th Amendment, each province slowly either reverted back to the Police Order 1861, or they introduced new laws like KP has done in 2017.
So, can you tell us about some of the features of Police Order 2002, some salient features?
Sir, Police Order 2002 introduced a number of features. For example, the police liaison committees. Then there was a concept of community policing. Then I cannot recall the exact word, but it was related to the public complaints of the police. And apart from that, so these were the new features that I can recall right now of the police service, of the Police Order 2002.
But why, despite that, despite you see enactment of this law, and it is being used in the police working, why the police working has not improved? What's wrong?
Sir, Pakistan is a country which does not have a shortage of the number of laws that are present. The main problem that lies is in the implementation of laws. The laws are there, but the implementation lacks. I believe that more commitment towards the implementation of these laws would help us to work towards the betterment of police service as an institution.
How are they related with each other? Policy formulation and governance.
Policy formulation, okay. Sir, policy provides a framework of how things would progress, and governance is the implementation. Sir, my knowledge on this subject is a bit limited, so I would read about this further.
Okay. And finally, PASS is your second choice. PASS. So what improvements do you think they are needed, called for, to improve the working of our bureaucratic machinery?
Sir, on the ground level, I think digitalization is very important. For example, revenue records that are responsibility of the people who are working in Pakistan Administrative Services. If we digitalize that, the revenue record, it would be very easy to manage that.
That has been done, I believe, at least in Punjab. I think so in other provinces also. Okay, what more?
Sir, apart from that, sir, I need a second to think about it.
Okay, last question. As a DPO, yes, you see, as a DPO, it's just a hypothetical question. What comes to your mind? What you will be doing first 2, 3, 4 measures which you think will be taking as a DPO?
Sir, first of all, I would advise all of my colleagues who are working with me to be more friendly and open towards the people who are coming for their complaints. I think the most important thing that is required for police is that the engagement with the public is very important, and it should be improved, because a local man is not very comfortable, or a local woman is not very comfortable going to the police station because of the very lengthy procedures. Sir, apart...
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Of your optionals, you had international relations and you had history of Upsc. Which of the theories of international relations do you adhere to, having read it? Or which would you think makes more sense to you?
Sir, ma'am, constructivism is a very important theory of how you create perceptions about things in the international relations. And secondly, realism is a very important theory. But apart from that, all of the theories, they have their own importance in the international relations.
And you don't think they are contradictory in explaining what's happening in the international system?
Ma'am, not entirely. We cannot say that they are completely contradictory with each other. They somehow relate to one another in the international system.
So you think idealism and realism are interrelated?
Ma'am, realism is a part of the evolutionary process that came after the idealism. Once the international relation experts realized that that idealism was not contributing as such to the international system, or it was too, as the name suggests, it was too idealistic. Then came the realist theorists, and they explained the international system in a different manner.
Are you sure about your concept of evolution of intelligence?
Ma'am, as per my knowledge might be limited on the subject.
Go for it. And what about history of USA? Do you think what Trump did is unique to Trump, or in the history of USA there have been other presidents who have done similar things?
Ma'am, as per my knowledge, my limited knowledge, I think Ronald Reagan was a Republican president who had such policies like protectionism and USA first. So it's Mr. Donald Trump's policies somewhat coincide with President Reagan's policies.
But I'm not talking about their policies, I'm talking about the behavior pattern that Mr. Trump has demonstrated of not wanting to leave the office. Has any other president in the US history done the same?
No, ma'am. As per my knowledge, no one has. Because I was reading a statement in today's newspaper that Mr. Trump has said that he would try his best to be back in office at any cost, and he has asked the Republican representatives that they should try their best to bring him back to office. So as per my knowledge, I have not seen any other president giving such statements.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, Fatima, you have first of all very peculiar set of group preferences. I can't see any foreign service, any inland revenue service, customs. Can you explain why?
Sir, as far as foreign service is concerned, I wanted to serve indigenously, and I was more interested in police service and Pakistan administrative service, more of the administrative jobs. And as far as the custom service and the IRS services are concerned, I am not a person who is very good with numbers. So I think that I would be more suitable towards these positions compared to Inland Revenue Service or any other accounts.
Your first choice is police service. So how do you see killing of 22 years old young boy on the Srinagar highway a few days ago by the Islamabad police? What do you say about it?
Sir, it was unfortunate, and an inquiry should be conducted on the matter, and such incidents should be avoided in the future.
What do you think? What are the reasons of such killings?
Sir, I am not, because I cannot form an opinion right now, because the information on the subject by the official sources is very less. So there has been incidents like this, but
All right.
there should be more.
Let's stroll to your optional subjects. Sociology was your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
What are the views of Max Weber?
Sir, Weber gave us the bureaucratic model.
And how it is connected with the elected? What is the relationship and equation between elected and selected?
Sir, elected is someone who comes through the public vote, the popular vote, and selected is someone who is selected by those in power, as per my knowledge.
He defined all the things which you want to become part of. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is the selected. You are being selected in the process of being selected. Okay, who's your favorite US president and why?
Sir, my favorite US president would be Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. Why?
Sir, because his policies for USA were very positive, and the country was internationally it was going in a positive direction, and had a very positive international image and outreach. Also, there were some deals like the JCPOA deal, that was very good for the region.
But Trump says regarding the Iran deal that that's the worst deal America could have ever done or signed with any country.
Sir, the view...
Do you agree with this statement of Donald Trump?
No, sir. I would not agree with
Last question. What was the Monroe Doctrine and what's its significance was in the era of splendid isolation for United States of America?
Sir, the Monroe Doctrine was given by President Monroe, and he according to the doctrine, no European power would try to expand towards USA and towards the Western Hemisphere. Not USA, towards the Western Hemisphere. And it was very important because at that time the European powers were the ones who were colonialists, and the Monroe Doctrine, it helped helped USA in actually in the development of the country that it is today, and to lessen the interference of external power in the South and North America.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Fatima, how do you see the future of democracy in Pakistan?
Sir, it's bright.
How? Justify, Kareem.
Sir, for example, it's the third government that is going on a very smooth pace. And with the passage of time, we are questioning, as a nation, we are questioning the governments. The people are raising their voices on how the government functions and how it works. That is a very positive sign, how people are participating in the process more and more. And the government certainly seems more active in catering the needs of the people.
Thank you. Fatima, let's conclude this formal interview session now. It is a sort of a debriefing. And if you have got any question, you can ask. And then I will tell you something about what we feel about your interview.
Sir, I would certainly like to know that what were my weaknesses during the interview. What were my weaknesses during the interview?
Okay, what else?
And sir, how do you see women in police in Pakistan? What's the future? I would certainly like to know from all of you.
Fatima, you have got a very pleasant personality. I think this is a plus point. Your communication skills, both oral as well as body language, is good. You are confident about yourself, and as far as the strength and weakness is concerned, I will suggest you to just look into it again, because when you are going for a job interview and they are looking into your professional weaknesses or professional strength. So you need to frame a little bit in better words. I think you can look into it again. You may be straightforward is fine. Agreeableness, this is something which you can look into it again. Overthinking is a good quality. It is not a bad quality. It is not weakness. It is not weakness. And I feel there is slight knowledge gap. You are not current on these issues. And my advice will be that in the next, when you are going for your interview?
Sir, if the interview starts on 11th, I would be
11th.
15.
So now you have got, say, 2 weeks. In these 2 weeks, you need to look into the newspaper, current newspaper for the last at least 1 month. Unki moti-moti surkhiyan dekhe, and just try to be updated with the knowledge, because most of the time in such interviews, this current knowledge is very important. We can say that today is a very important day in the US Congress, because the electoral college is being, today they will be ratified or not, I don't know. And then yesterday there was a Gulf Council meeting. These are the questions which anybody can ask. And then I will just, this is my view, be very, very careful about your dress. There is a work dress for women who are working. So try to adopt that work dress when you are there in the interview. That will create a better impression. And this is all from my side. Just focus on knowledge gap.
Okay, sir.
Yes, something basic policy formulation and governance. I mean, this should not be very difficult for you to explain.
Okay, sir, I would certainly work on this.
And one thing, when I pointed out agreeableness, I proposed a better word from my point of view, negotiator. Now, if I say this, if some member say this, don't try to pick up argument with him, please.
Yes, sir, I apologize for that.
You say, okay. I mean, you see, don't try to pick up argument. You can keep quiet or say, yes, sir, that's all. If you pick up argument, then it will, you see, it will leave a bad taste.
Sir, I noticed that and I apologize for that.
No.
This is just for
So,
your
sir,
correction.
I actually, when I said that, I noticed.
This is just for your correction.
Another thing is this, when you entered, you don't say, when you were sitting, you're saying, how are you? Don't say this. Don't ask this thing कि जी how are you, आप कैसे हैं, ठीक है, ये इसको अवॉइड करना आपने. और दूसरा सलाम एक दफ़ा करना है. You have to, you see, say salam only once. And when you enter, yes, assalamu alaikum. And you see, when you were sitting, you started salaming, you see, everyone. Don't do it.
जी,
My recommendation would be that listen to the questions very carefully, because there's always a catch, and the answer that you give is from what you have perceived of the question, but that may not necessarily be the question. Like I had asked you, has there been any other American president who didn't want to leave office like Trump? But you were responding in policies. And that was entirely a different domain of argument. And there have been American presidents before also who didn't want to leave office, like Woodrow Wilson. So you have to, because you're a student of American history, you took it as a paper, you should have a better idea.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
But pay attention to the question.
देखें फातिमा, ये जो पेपर है ना, जो कुछ आपने लिखा है ना, in your interview it is sort of verification of all these things what you have written. To be very careful when you go to the commission and write these things for you. If you have written the name of some book, they are going to ask you about that.
Yes, sir.
And if you have made a choice of the service, they are going to, you have to justify it. So be careful. We are just trying to find out what you have written about yourself. ठीक है ना, तो ये बड़ी जरूरी बात होती है. ठीक है, हाँ प्लीज. दिस इज
फातिमा, योर आंसर्स, जैसा मैम ने पॉइंट आउट किया ना, आप एक पंच लाइन सुनते हो क्वेश्चन की एंड देन यू फ्रेम अप द आंसर. आप पूरा डिटेल से क्वेश्चन नहीं सुनते हो. फिर आप जो पैनल है उसकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज, मैम ने आपको 2 दफ़ा बड़ा क्लियर क्यू दिया है कि यू आर टॉकिंग रॉन्ग. ठीक है, रियलिज्म और आइडियलिज्म, हाउ दे आर इंटरकनेक्टेड, दे आर नॉट इंटरकनेक्टेड. उसको थोड़ा देखें. एंड इफ विद परमिशन ऑफ ऑल द सीनियर मेंबर्स किसी चीज़ के बारे में आपको नहीं पता, तो मेरा ख्याल है गेस वर्क ना करें. क्यों सर? सॉरी कह देना ज़्यादा बेहतर है कि सर आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट इट. यू आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड टू नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग. ठीक है. सेकेंड, आपके जो ओपिनियंस हैं उनको थोड़ा सा पॉलिश होने की जरूरत है. जैसा सर ने कहा न्यूज़पेपर, योर ओपिनियन गलत सही कुछ नहीं होता. योर ओपिनियन शुड बी बेस्ड